If you're a gym climber like me and you spend a lot of time in places like this, then you've probably had good days and you probably had bad days. So I'm here to tell you 5 different tips that make a difference between having a good day or a bad day. So let's get to it. I set up the camera there, but it shouldn't be in your way. Maybe, let me know. Something I see a lot of climbers skip, so shame on you if you're doing this, is skipping their warm-up. You guys, you wanna make sure you're warming up. So what do you do for a warm-up? I've had videos in the past on different types of warm-ups, what I like to do. So I'm gonna cover a little bit of it right now, but mainly this is injury prevention. You don't wanna just like hop on the wall and start climbing really hard. That's how you end up with finger injuries and other stuff like that. Trust me, I'm speaking from experience here, so warm up. I chose the wrong day to film. As you can hear, the setters are setting, but it's okay, we're gonna work through it. Tip number 2 is all about thinking about your mindset and your expectations going into when you're gonna go climb. So expectations, like I said, they can be a positive thing. It can be like, I wanna send this specific boulder, or I have a goal that I wanna do this number of climbs, or I wanna have a goal to just like have fun that day, to try the new set, whatever it is. I think just thinking about it beforehand is important, because otherwise you'll start to climb and then you'll develop an expectation for yourself. And if you don't meet that expectation, if you like don't hit it, then you're kind of left with this unsatisfied feeling of, I'm not living up to my potential, whatever else. So that's my tip, is when you go to climb, I like to kind of set a little bit of a goal or a mindset or like a mantra for when I'm gonna climb. So today, my mindset is going to be trying some things on the new set. The setters asked me to forerun a bit, so I'm gonna get to show you guys that. And it's more about just having fun and going easy, because my skin is still recovering from when I foreran at the new gym. And if you've ever climbed at a new gym before, all the holds are super sharp. The walls are super sharp. Like, I have scratches all over myself from that. So yeah, consider your expectations, consider your mindset, and don't let it rule your session, but at the same time, keep it in mind. So that's tip number 2. Necessarily too reachy, but is reachy. What do you do? Because part of me was like, I don't think this is intended. That makes sense.
Push that?
Yeah.
Without making it reachy, and without me being able to just spam it.
Grab it like this. No, it's fine how it is. Like, if I can still reach while holding that hand, it's fine.
Okay.
Fun. I have finished my warm-up, and I feel like my energy is just like a little blah towards this part of the day. I tend to climb around like 2 to 3 p.m. just because the crowds aren't too bad, and that's the time that my friends can climb. And that's when I get this kind of like slump in my energy. Noah and I are not really huge caffeine people. As much as I want to be a caffeine girly, I prefer something like kind of light, like matcha, as opposed to like a coffee. So one of the things, when this brand reached out to me, it's called Magic Mind, I was a little hesitant because they have this mental performance shot, and I was like, okay, like how helpful could it be? But they sent me the product, and I've been trying it for like the past week or so, And I actually had to fight Noah over like the last bottle of this because we both found we really liked having just like a smaller dose of caffeine later on in the day before climbing. And so we've been taking it pretty regularly. I was surprised at the taste. It's pretty good. It's like a mix of like a matcha / passion fruit, and passion fruit is like my favorite. I take one of these every day around 2 to 3 p.m. typically like when I'm climbing. And that's my tip number 3 is it's really good to have some sort of like pick me up when you're climbing. You're using a ton of energy, mix of having like the mental clarity along with having that little caffeine boost. And it helps that it tastes good and it's like a little sweet treat to keep me going. Guys, I spilled my Magic Mind on my shirt. It's my doing. That was me. I think it should dry out and be okay though. So tip number 4 hits really close to home for me because I think this is the way that I got injured in the past. And so I want to keep you guys from getting the same injuries that I've had. And one of the ways to do that is to make sure that you're staying hydrated. I think climbers completely forget how important staying hydrated is during your session. Both Noah and I have been guilty of just like literally going like hours and being like, oh my gosh, I haven't had a sip of water. And we all know that that is a really good way to get injured. So please make sure you're staying hydrated. It was a good reminder for me to do that as well, because I'm one of those people that just gets so sucked into what I'm doing, like climbing on the wall, that I just forget. I just forget that I should be drinking water as well. So please stay hydrated. We want to prevent those injuries. And then last but not least, tip number 5, I feel like this one might be one of the most important ones, but that is to make sure that you're having a lot of fun when you're at the climbing gym. Try not to take yourself too seriously or get too upset if things don't go your way. Sometimes we just have bad climbing days. Sometimes we just have sessions that really disappoint us in some ways, and that's okay. It's okay to feel those things. It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be super happy when things do go well. And sometimes you can do everything to try to control it being a great climbing session, like these 4 other tips that I mentioned. And sometimes even despite doing all those things, you might just be feeling kind of off. The body and the mind fluctuates, and I feel like it's more important to kind of be understanding of that than it is to force our way through and force ourselves to perform to an insane level. Instead, try to listen to your body and your mind. That will keep you from being injured and will just keep you in a healthier mindset. Thanks you guys for joining me. Make sure to check out Magic Mind and use my code for a discount. If you guys like this stuff as much as I do, let me know in the comments, or if you're interested or have any other questions, let me know. And I'll see you guys next time. I swear I always film on the days you guys are setting, and I never think about it, and then I get in and I'm like,